Well, Troy Francis, live and direct from Bucharest, Romania, and what I wanted to talk about is attachment styles and whether you are avoidant in relationships or not. Fearful avoidant, they call it. Because I certainly am, and it causes a lot of problems. Well, I seem to be on the cusp of two different attachment styles, actually. One of them is avoidant, and we'll get into what this means in a minute, and the other one is, surprise, surprise, disorganized, which is, anyone who knows me will know that disorganized is a word that does apply to me quite a lot. So yeah, but anyway, if anything that we talk about in this video pertains to you and you want to have a chat about it with me, then you can email me, troy@realtroyfrancis.com, or you can book a call with me for free on the link below the video. Anyway, let's get into it. So attachment styles. So if you are avoidant or fearful avoidant, what that means basically, and this is all in layman's terms, but what that basically means is that you push people away, okay? You don't want to have them around. You don't want to take the risk of becoming enmeshed in a relationship that you feel that you can't handle, okay? You don't want to find yourself submerged with somebody else. It's scary for you. It is distasteful to you to some extent. You know, you like your own space, you like your own freedom, but also you're afraid. And you're afraid of what might happen if it goes wrong. You know, what if she leaves me? What if she suddenly decides that she doesn't want to be with me anymore? You know, you're always looking at it from a glass half empty perspective as opposed to a glass half full perspective. And the relationship, even though, you know, on the one hand it might be the thing that actually you wanted, when you get into it, it can seem very stifling and very scary and something that you want to get out of as soon as you possibly can. Look at this dodgy looking little club down here with a neon sign. I'm going to walk past it. And that's where I find myself on the scale. Now, I think there's another one. There's another attachment style which is akin to this, which is called disorganized, as I said. And in some surveys that I've done on this topic, because you can do, if you look online, you'll find different surveys that you can do to figure out where you sit on this spectrum. Maybe you're just super normal and super boring and you're secure, which is one of the other ones, but many of us, I think, don't fit into that. So, so there's this other one, which is called disorganized. And what disorganized means is that you are a little bit needy, but you're also avoidant at the same time. And I veer into that sometimes as well. This is one of these Ukrainian cherry liquor stores here. Look at this. There you go. Wonderful. You've got lots of those in Poland, as well as obviously in Ukraine. So yeah, I veer into this disorganized camp as well sometimes. And that basically means that you are, on the one hand, you push people away because of fear and because of distaste and all the rest of it, but also you kind of need them as well. You're kind of a bit needy. You kind of want to bring them to you. And I can fall into that myself, particularly on a gloomy sort of Sunday when you feel a bit lonely and you feel a bit on your own and you just want somebody to snuggle up with and you want to watch a bit of Netflix or something like that. It's very, very easy at that point to reach out, to try to bring somebody to you because you want to evade those feelings of loneliness. Some beautiful, authentic music here. Marvelous. Yeah, so you know, you want to avoid those unpleasant feelings of loneliness, and so you want to bring somebody to you, and you've got that need. You've got that need for that person to be there to save you, you know, to look after you. And this is where we can flip the other way, and this gets into the one-iters sort of territory, where the subject starts to believe that this woman that he's in love with, she's the only one who can save him. She's the only one who can make him feel okay. She's the only one who makes his life worthwhile. And you can flip into that. But if you have this disorganized attachment style, then you will also simultaneously kind of be wanting to push them away at the same time. And I can lean into that sometimes as well. I could get the thing where I not pedestalize the woman, that would be the wrong way of putting it, but I certainly raise the woman very highly in terms of importance in my life. But also simultaneously, I crave my own freedom, I crave my own autonomy, and I want to push her away. And as you can imagine, for anybody who dates me, that is a pretty tricky set of requirements for them to navigate. And usually what happens is it ends in disaster and we break up, and it's, you know, not pleasant on either side. So it's really interesting. It's really interesting to have a look at this attachment style thing and try and figure out where you sit on the hierarchy, because it's going to make a big difference in terms of your life and the way you conduct yourself in relationships. But for me personally, I do seem to come out more on the side of being, basically, I was going to walk down there, but I think it's too dark. I was going to come out, I generally come out on the side of being avoidant. You know, I want to avoid attachment. I want to avoid being too invested in anybody or with anybody, because I like being on my own. I like freedom. I like being able to wander around and not have to answer to anybody and kind of do what I want. But as I've said in recent videos, the downside of that is it's going to lead you to a degree of loneliness. It's going to lead you to a degree of, well, certainly introspection and thinking, what the hell am I doing? And existential crises in various cold European cities. But there you go, c'est la vie. The key thing, really, if you have this avoidant mindset, I mean, when you look at websites about this stuff, the standard sort of mainstream advice will be, well, you need to basically heal your inner child, because you are the reason that people are like this, the reason that I'm like this. A lot of it is down to, you know, as you would expect, childhood trauma, things that happened to you when you were a kid, the kind of love that you received, the kind of family setting that you were in, and all of that. And the mainstream advice for this will be, well, you've got to heal that stuff, because once you heal that stuff, then you will become normal, in inverted commas, and you'll be able to engage in normal relationships. But that may be true, it may not. I'm not sure I totally buy that. I think some people are just wired a bit differently. You know, I'm sure there's some stuff that I could do in terms of working on trust and working on self-esteem and all of these things. I mean, we're all very much work in progress, right? I mean, nobody's perfect, and there's self-improvement stuff that we can all be doing from the cradle to the grave, really. Well, maybe not the cradle, I mean, but you know, throughout all our adult lives, we should be looking at how we can improve ourselves, both mentally and spiritually, and on every level. But I also do think a lot of this is temperamental, and I do think some people are just wired a bit differently. So what I would say is, if you veer more towards the avoidance side, and people do, you know, men, women, some people veer more towards this avoidance side, probably quite a lot of people actually. The key thing that you have to do is to learn dating and social skills, because the fact is, you know, unless you want to be very lonely, you're going to want to bring new people into your life on a semi-regular basis. And if you don't have the skill set to do that, it's going to be very, very difficult for you. So for me, I suppose I was always beset with this way of being. You know, I was always beset with this avoidant tendency. When things started to improve for me a bit was when I learned social skills, and so at least I had some ability to meet new people and bring new people into my life, whether that was new women or just new friends or whatever. So I would say that learning a system to bring new people into your life, to meet women, to be able to flirt, to be able to travel to a foreign country and get a date and, you know, have some intimacy or whatever you want to do, I would say that is essential, really, for everybody actually. I mean, all men should learn this stuff, but particularly if you have that sort of avoidant mindset, because you're gonna have to learn how to do it, because your nature is gonna mean that you're going to wind up on your own quite a lot. And if you haven't got the means to meet new people, then you're going to be a bit screwed. Anyway, with that said, if you relate to this or you have an opinion on this, drop me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Give me a like, give me a dislike, whatever you want to do. If you want to get on the phone with me and have a chat about your own situation, maybe you're avoidant as well, maybe you're not, maybe you're super needy and you need help with that, you can book a call for free on the Calendly link below, or just send me an email, troy@realtroyfrancis.com, and we will figure something out. Hope you're well. Speak to you again very soon. From Bucharest in Romania, this is Troy Francis. Bye-bye.